The 20 best offline games on Android that don't need internet. These best offline games for Android are from all genres, including strategy, puzzle, racing, and more. No internet required. Mobile gaming. The best offline Android games don't require an internet connection. They're perfect for long commutes and for wasting time when you're away from home. Here are top picks for the best offline games for Android in every major genre. 20. War game and Bluetooth multiplayer. Sea Battle 2. Remember the good old game of Battleship? You and your opponent plot your ships on a grid map and shoot missiles at coordinates, trying to sink them all. This digital recreation, Sea Battle 2, is as much fun as the original. Offline, you can play against the AI and keep getting better. But you can also play this game in multiplayer over Bluetooth. That's right, this is the only game on the list to allow two-player without needing an internet connection. 19. Sports. Flick Soccer 22. Soccer football is the world's most popular sport, so it's only natural that the Play Store is full of soccer games. Many of them are great, but when you're offline, you want to keep playing without waiting for retries. Flick Soccer is an annually updated game with nice graphics, accurate gameplay, and a good physics engine. All you have to do is score goals. Swipe the ball in the right trajectory to get it past the goalkeeper and defenders, and maybe even hit the moving bullseye if you can. 18. Strategy. Plants vs. Zombies 2. Plants vs. Zombies 2 was a hit when it launched way back in 2013. While some years have passed, it still holds up as one of the best strategy games on mobile. Your task is pretty simple in PvZ2. You have an array of plants with different abilities. Zombies want to infiltrate your yard and kill you. Plot the plants in a way where they can destroy the zombies before the undead can cause any harm. As with any strategy game, it gets more difficult as you go along. 17. Racing, Asphalt Nitro. As opposed to the gigabytes its brothers need, Asphalt Nitro takes only 110 megabytes of space, and it works even on older hardware. Nitro is a stripped-down version of the popular high-end Asphalt car racing series. The graphics aren't as good, but the gameplay is solid. Get in your car, start competing, and keep upgrading your ride. There are 125 levels of increasing difficulty for you to go through, which is plenty of racing time. 16. Casual, Power Hover. If a robot cruising through a desolate world on a hoverboard doesn't sound fun to you, we don't know what will. Your job in this seemingly empty world is to restore power to your robot village that had its electricity stolen by following the trail of batteries left by the thief. Most of what makes Power Hover so appealing is its beautiful graphics and level design. Hovering through deserts, icy mountains, oceans, caves, towers, and more, and avoiding all sorts of creative obstacles. 15. Endless Runner, Crossy Road. Crossy Road is way more addictive than you'd think and is impressively available for free despite the amount of work that went into it. The 8-bit pixel art style is gorgeous. You control a chicken who simply wants to cross the road. Tap to go ahead one lane, swipe in any direction to move that side. Avoid the cars on the highways, the streams in your path, and make it to the safe green grass as often as you can. And you need to move fast. You'll drive yourself nuts trying to beat your own high score. 14. Platform, Swordigo. Swordigo has everything you'd expect from an old-fashioned platform game. An intriguing story, creative level design, a variety of monsters with unique powers, upgradable weapons and armor, hidden treasure, magic spells, and a truly amazing ending that we won't spoil for you. Each map gives you a different feeling. While some are relaxing and homely, others are scary and filled with challenging puzzles, mazes, and enemies. 13. Fighting, Shadow Fight 2. Since the days of Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, one-on-one combat games have been a great way to pass the time. On Android, you should give Shadow Fight 2 a try. You'll need to learn a lot of moves to become a true warrior. The game has 2 action buttons, punch and kick, and a directional pad. Learn the combinations, and you'll soon be a fantastic ninja. Shadow Fight's two-dimensional art style, with silhouettes instead of characters, adds to its charm. It's all about the fighting here. 12. Action Shooter, Major Mayhem 2. It's difficult to state just how much fun Major Mayhem 2 is. It's one of Adult Swim's fantastic mobile games with a long single-player campaign. You play as the titular character, taking down a string of bad guys. The game is staged like a shooting gallery. Enemies pop out from hiding spots, and you tap to kill them, or throw bombs if you're especially angry. The enemies will also try to shoot you, so make sure Major Mayhem doesn't take too much damage himself. 11. Racing, Traffic Rider. When you're off the internet's information highway, hit a different virtual highway. Get on your motorcycle in Traffic Rider and dodge the city's traffic as you make a mad dash to the finish line in first person. Traffic Rider plays like an endless racer, where you need to go faster and faster to reach the finish line without crashing. But the mission mode actually makes it a little more fun than other endless racers, since you can race with specific targets instead of just mindlessly zooming on. You can even opt for other modes like time trials or a simple endless runner. 10. Shooter, Smash Hit. Smash Hit was one of the most addictive games way back in 2014, and it still holds up as a guaranteed good time. It's a little strange to call it a shooter, but that's essentially what it is and is among the best offline mobile games. It plays from a first-person perspective and requires you to throw steel balls at glass objects to smash them into pieces. Building up a chain of successful hits and taking out all glasses gives you bonuses, like increasing the number of steel balls you launch simultaneously. 9. Puzzle, Sudoku by Fassor. Sudoku by Fassor is one of the best offline games for Android. Sudoku by Fassor in action on an Android device in offline mode. The Play Store is filled to the brim with Sudoku games, and many of them work offline too. Fassor's Sudoku isn't objectively superior. It's just the one the most and works perfectly. This Sudoku does the basics right, which is all you want at times. There are 4 skill levels and a timer to test how quickly you can finish each type. 8. Action, Tank Hero, Laser Wars. Tank Hero. Laser Wars doesn't show up the unusual offline game collections, although it is among the best offline games you'll find on Google Play. You play the titular tank hero, taking out all the other tanks with your laser-powered cannon. In each level, you have to destroy all the other tanks on the map. 7. Brainy, Quizoid. This screenshot of Quizoid, one of the best offline Android games, shows a setup menu. Quizoid, best offline games on Android 2. Those great Brainy multiplayer games won't work offline. Quizoid is all about challenging yourself, not someone else. Like other such apps, Quizoid asks a question with multiple answers, and you have to pick the right one. 6. Arcade, Jungle Marble Blast. Jungle Marble Blast is one of the best offline Android games. Unfortunately, the classic Zuma doesn't work without an internet connection, but some of its many knockoffs do. Among them, Jungle Marble Blast the best. The graphics aren't as smooth, but this isn't a significant complaint. The gameplay is just as fun as it ever was. 5. Platform, Once Upon a Tower. Once Upon a Tower flips a lot of game elements upside down. Instead of a prince rescuing a princess from a tower, the prince is dead, and the princess is kicking some butt with a sledgehammer to escape the dragon. And instead of climbing up a tower, she's digging down. On her way, she'll have to battle monsters of all kinds, from ogres to spiders that can climb up walls. Then there are the traps that spring out of nowhere. If that wasn't enough, she needs to be quick, or the dragon will lay waste to everything with its fiery breath. 4. Puzzle, Mazes and More. Solving a maze is tricky because of its simplicity. Mazes and More raises the stakes on the classic game with some devious twists. For example, in the darkness mode, you can see the maze at the start. But then everything goes dark except a small spotlight on you, and you have to make your way to the exit. Try other modes like Ice Floor, where you end up sliding ahead of where you wanted to go, or the self-explanatory Time Trial mode and Traps mode. In case you want a simple old game of maze solving, there's always Classic mode. 3. Chess, really bad chess. Forget about the classic version of chess you're used to. When you're offline, fire up really bad chess and challenge yourself to think differently. In this game, while the chessboard remains standard, the pieces are completely random. You might start with 3 queens and a single pawn, while the computer could have a series of 6 rooks. It makes you discard everything you know about chess and think out of the box. As you raise your ranking, the AI's level stays the same, but it gets better pieces to start. This might be customer favorite non-chess chess game ever. 2. Runner, Alto's Odyssey. At first glance, this seems like just another endless runner, but play Alto's Odyssey for a while, and you'll realize there's something about it that makes it impossible to put down. Perhaps it's the graphics and the music. Endless runners are usually frantic, but this game bucks the trend to make it a soothing, calming experience. You'll find yourself relaxing as you slide down sand dunes, jump to collect points, avoid obstacles, and perform backflips and double backflips for style bonuses. 1. Action Shooter, Into the Dead 2. While the original game is a zombie-themed endless runner, the sequel Into the Dead 2 contains 7 chapters and 60 levels. The best part about the game is definitely its storyline. You, James, must get to your sister Helen and daughter Maggie, who are struggling to survive the zombie apocalypse just as much as you are. What makes the story so captivating is your conversations with Helen and Maggie as they update you about their challenges, near-death experiences, escapes, and breakdowns. And if that wasn't spine-chilling already, the story has multiple endings too. If you are happy with our service, please do not forget to leave a nice comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and hope to see you again in our next video. This is your favorite channel, The Top Tech, rolling out.